What's going on, guys? I'm Zach from the Lumiose Post, where we talk about all things Pokemon, and today we will be talking about why Smoliv will be competitive as it evolves in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Now, to preface this, obviously I don't know what Pokemon will and won't be competitive. This is just a fun series I'm doing to kind of talk about the potential for these new Pokemon. We already did it with Palmy, so be sure to check that video out. But this is just a fun way to get us hyped about these Pokemon and see maybe their potential. And I'm not going to lie to you, Smoliv was very hard to work with. So Smoliv is a grass normal type, and the normal typing isn't one that we typically think of as strong. And to be honest, the grass typing rarely is as well. So yeah, like I said, very hard to work with. The normal actually hinders the grass typing here as it adds another weakness, fighting type. So Smoliv is now weak to fighting, flying, bug, ice, poison, and fire. So a lot of those are really common typings in competitive, as well as just being common moves put on Pokemon. Like, it's pretty common for a Pokemon to carry close combat but not even be a fighting type. Things like Arcanine, Crocodile can carry close combat. So it's, like I said, it's not looking great for Smoliv. But one benefit of the normal type is it does make Smoliv immune to the ghost type completely. It wasn't weak to it before, but it didn't resist it either. Now it's completely immune. Gotta look at the glass half full, you know? Now, Smoliv's ability is Early Bird, and what that does is it allows Smoliv to wake up from sleeping a little bit earlier. Okay, we can work with that. We can potentially really work with this. So, let me paint a picture. Let's imagine that Smoliv evolves into a big, bulky olive tree, right? Alright, so they make it bulky. They kind of make it similar to Snorlax or Ursaluna with stats, and where it's got a higher defense or special defense, and it's got really high HP, and you can slap rest on it and give it leech seed. Maybe it mentions how its oil can really trip up opposing Pokemon, so maybe you'll get some kind of signature move where its oil will lower opposing Pokemon stats. So you could send this thing out on a grassy terrain, like set up by a Rillaboom or a Tapu Bulu, and you could, kind of trip them up with things like the oil, things like leech seed, and just rest up to heal, and you'll wake up from that early. There is some potential there for sure. I definitely imagine that this would be a Pokemon that would do a lot better in like competitive battling, just Wi-Fi battles and stuff, like, the tier battles, than it would do in the VGC setting, where it of course is doubles. But either way, I definitely think that Smoliv may not be the worst thing on the planet, which I realize is not very exciting, but I definitely think it could be very interesting, because the only other grass normal type we have, at least off the top of my head, is Deerling and Sawsbuck, and that is a much faster Pokemon and less bulkier. And so this would be a nice contrast to it. And at the end of the day, Early Bird is an ability that could change. We have plenty of Pokemons whose abilities change upon evolving. Why couldn't Smoliv be one of those Pokemon? Not only that, but think about its potential in terms of a hidden ability. What if its hidden ability is grassy terrain? It doesn't need to come out on a grassy terrain like I mentioned earlier. It can set up its own with its own ability, and I said grassy terrain, I mean grassy surge, but there is definitely potential there. I mean, if it's an olive tree, it could come out and, plant its roots in the battlefield and set up a giant grassy terrain. You could even come up with some kind of ability where it's similar to the move Ingrain, where it kind of roots in and starts healing every turn, but like an automatic Ingrain, but also can't be switched out, which, can hinder the player, but can also, if Smoliv becomes one of those annoying Stallmons with things like Leech Seed, it can also hinder, or that oil move that I mentioned, it could also hinder the opponent too, because they won't be able to roar or whirlwind or dragon tail you out or whatever else have you. So definitely some potential there with Smoliv. So there you have it, guys. That's my thought on Smoliv and its potential in the competitive field. Again, this was a much harder one to do than Pommy. I guess I'll be doing Lechonk next, unless we get a trailer before then. God help us, give us a trailer. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think the potential is for Smoliv. If there's something I missed, if there's some kind of benefit you could see this Pokemon having, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Be sure to also like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. We talk about a ton of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet stuff. And, of course, like I said, I love doing this series, and I love breaking down what Pokemon could be competitive and why that is. It's a very fun series for me, and I hope that you guys are enjoying it too. So, again, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on future episodes. Until next time, I will see all of you later.